While the Biden administration and its allies just ramped up their already crippling sanctions on Russia. In addition to energy, banks, and oligarchs, the new sanctions now target hundreds of more individuals and entities, as well as Russia's gold reserves. White House correspondent Owen Jensen has the details. Owen.
Tracy, at a NATO summit today, President Joe Biden said the new sanctions target more than 300 members of the Duma, or Russian parliament, 328 to be precise, as well as board members of a financial institution and several Russian defense contractors. President Joe Biden arrives at today's NATO summit in Brussels, Belgium, first meeting with the NATO Secretary General, before joining other world leaders at the emergency session concerning Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
The single most important thing is for us to stay unified, and the world continue to focus on what a brute this guy is, and all the innocent people's lives are being lost and ruined.
The NATO leaders later posing for a picture together, standing in defense of Europe.
We are determined to continue to impose costs on Russia to bring about the end of this brutal war.
The president of Ukraine addressed the group via video, requesting more weapons.
Ukraine never wanted this war. We don't want to fight. We simply want to survive, to save our people.
And the Ukrainian Navy released this video saying it sunk a Russian ship in a port city that's been under Russian control since February 27th. The war also a pressing issue for G7 leaders who joined President Biden for a discussion today.
The reality is that Vladimir Putin has already crossed the red line into barbarism.
President Biden also met privately with European Council President Charles Michel and attended a European Council summit to discuss the humanitarian crisis caused by the war.
To be engaged and do all we can to ease the suffering and pain of innocent women and children and men, for that matter, throughout Ukraine.
The Biden administration just revealed its plans to welcome up to 100,000 refugees from Ukraine, which is just a fraction of the 3 million people who have already fled the war-torn country. President Biden also said today that President Putin has always wanted to break up NATO, that he'd rather face 30 independent countries as opposed to 30 united countries. And asked if Russia uses chemical weapons, the president said, quote, "We would respond," adding that the nature of the response would depend on the nature of the use. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.